I'm Elaine Harding. Welcome to my blog at stampwithelaine.com. Last Friday I promised I'd be back with a card that would coordinate with the envelope treat box. This is the card I made to go with this box. If you look carefully you can see that I've matched the inside of the paper inside the tag, and then in here it's just very simple. I just die cut a heart and offset it. So I'm using the Celebrate with Tag stamp set and the dies that go with it. So I'm going to be using this die, this one, the banner, the heart and the tag itself. Just to recap, these are all the stamped images. This die here, the tag die, will cut both ways, so it will cut this way or that way. These are the pairs of candle dies, a mitten, two types of tags, these apertures which will cut the hole here for a shaker one, and then of course you've got these details here, the snowflake, the large heart, the big, the balloon, the smaller heart, two tags, and also this circle one, which leaves the stitching on the die cut as well as the frame. The ribbon I'm using is the white glittered organdy ribbon, which is a substitute for this ribbon, which I erroneously use because it's retired. Some Baker's Twine Essentials, I'm going to be using the white one. We'll also be using the Cascading Ruffles 3D embossing folder. You also need a blending brush and Blushing Bride ink. This is a really quick and easy card. The card base is half an A4 sheet, which in Europe is 5 7/8 by 8 1/4. So in metric that will be 14.85 by 21 centimeters and folded in half. Then you have two Blushing Bride layers, and these measure 3 7/8 by 5 5/8, so that's 10 centimeters by 14 centimeters. And then you need two pieces in basic white. This is 3 3/4 by 5 1/2, which is 9.5 by 13.5 centimeters. So first we're going to take this cardstock, line it up with the line on the embossing folder so that you will be sure it's straight on the logo side. Shut that, and then you just need the grey plate and platform 1. So I'll do that off camera and I'll be back. Glue this directly onto the Blushing Bride matte layer. And then glue this onto the card, leaving an even border all round. Take the other piece of Blushing Bride and glue that to the inside of the card. Then with the second piece of basic white, you want to use this little heart to cut a heart in the bottom left corner. Adhere this to the inside of the card, again leaving an even border all round. Just use a glue dot to put on the bottom of the heart. And stick that off center like so. That's your inside done. We also need half a sheet of Blushing Bride and basic white scrap. Now we need to cut our tab So I've also secured that with washi tape so it doesn't move, and I'll run that through the machine. Remove the washi tape. I'm also using the Gingham Cottage DSP. There's 48 sheets in the pack, 12 double-sided designs. So this is the pink one, which will match the box. So I'm going to make sure that all the holes have been popped out, I mean the bits. And remember in the 101 that I did, celebration tags, you use, this is the right side, so you use this bit, bend that back to establish your score line. Because it's easier to see and it's more pronounced. Then you can bend it back afterwards. So I want a piece that will go in here, so let's measure that. It's 2 1/4 inches, so if I cut it 2 inches by, I need that to cover the hole, so 3 1/4 inches. Three and 1/4 inches by 2 inches. I glue. So I want the smaller checks to show at the top. Oopsie, this shouldn't be, the glue shouldn't be on this side, it should be on this side. I glued it to the wrong one. Should be inside here. Because that's the front of the card. Good job, this is being adhered to that. Oh dear, I forgot to record it. So I've glued the designer series paper to the inside of the tag, then applied adhesive onto the tabs here, then shut the tag. So bring in the ribbon and I'm just going to cross it over like that. Okay, then take this. Actually, I'm just going to make a loop like so. Because working, sometimes you need about 3 pairs of hands. Is that the right size? That's about the right size. Then put that over. Hold on to it with one hand and then pull that tight. Tie that in a double knot. Grab a glue dot and pop it on there. Now I'm going to stamp my sentiment, and I want to die cut 2 more little hearts and just the love from here. So I'll do that off camera and I'll be back. So I've die cut my sentiments and the little hearts, and I'm just going to add a little bit of ink to the edges of the heart. Then I'll glue one heart directly on here Actually, I put the love banner on so I know where the heart goes. Just in the middle, because the edges will touch the side of the tag. And then I'll pop that one on dimensionals. And voila, the card is done. So that's the inside of the card, and that matches the box. Well, this one doesn't because I used the wrong ribbon, but you get the drift. So I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial. Thanks for joining me, and I'll be back next week with more inspiration. All the links to the supplies are below this video in the Show More section. You can also find me on Facebook, Pinterest or Instagram. And if you'd like to read more, then do hop over to my blog. The link is also below. Thanks for watching. Bye.